Hey, what's going on, guys? Eva here, and this is video number 3 of my LinkedIn marketing series. And today we're going to talk about LinkedIn Pulse. And if you're not familiar with LinkedIn Pulse, this is the platform where you are going to share content with your LinkedIn network. Okay, so if you haven't gone into Pulse, I recommend that you go into your LinkedIn profile and you check it out. In the blog post that I'm going to create for this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a quick step-by-step of how to find it, because LinkedIn has changed their user experience a little bit, so it's making it a little bit difficult for people to actually find it. It's actually fairly simple now. It's easier than it was before. Really, to keep it short, you go as if you were about to create a status post, share a link or something, and you're gonna see where it says create article. I think it's the call to action there. Create an article or start a new article is something like that. But I'll create a really quick print screen of how to find it. It's super simple. But if you haven't checked out Pulse, check it out. Creating content, I don't have to tell you, is extraordinarily important if you're in any kind of business, and if you want to have your customers come to you. Creating this type of authority marketing where people are coming to you versus you having to go out there and advertise is obviously not the only thing you're going to rely on for lead generation, but it's something that helps you amplify your message to your audience. Now, getting into LinkedIn Pulse and how you're going to use it for your business, I use LinkedIn Pulse all of the time. I create a piece of content that I share on LinkedIn Pulse at the minimum of once a week, if not twice a week. And I'll go ahead and share with you my tips to help you use this platform. The first one that I want to share with you that is of utmost importance is no selling. Please do not sell on LinkedIn. I'm going to tell you that 99% of the content that you put on there should be value driven strictly. Now, don't tell me, well, Eva, my services are of value to my customers. It really doesn't matter. Your customers don't see it that way. They don't want to be sold, and they don't want to be pitched. What they want you to do is solve their problem in a way that is not pitching them. Trust me, guys, if you're creating content that's going to help them in any way, you will get the client coming to you. It's happened to me already multiple times. You will get them inquiring about your services. You will get them to engage with you. Create the type of content that you know your customers are gonna wanna hear. If you are a real estate agent and obviously you're not gonna post up a property on LinkedIn Pulse. I think that's a little bit tacky, quite honestly. But you can create tips on saving money on your first home, or how to find that perfect neighborhood in your city, or how to transition from condo living to house living, what you need to know, that kind of stuff. That's content that is going to grab the attention of someone that's in that mindset of looking for their first home or looking for a home in general, right? What's going to happen is they're going to say, wow, this girl really is speaking to me, and she's addressing some of my pain points that I've been struggling with and thinking about. Let me go check her out. And that's how you get the engagement. Okay, you'll get questions asked right on the article that you publish. So keep that in mind when you're creating any type of content. That was tip number 1, no selling. 99% should be value. If you're gonna do it, if you have to do it extremely, extremely rarely. Like once in a blue moon, do it, okay? There's a way for you to get things done. If you do wanna pitch your services, go onto your news feed, go onto your company page, and share a service page from your company or whatnot. Tip number 2 is, when you're writing content, and this is a conversation I had with a friend of mine yesterday who was about to jump on LinkedIn, is you don't need a copywriter. It really is not that complicated. If you don't have time to write content, grab someone in your company that's really good at what they do. Grab a couple of people and have them create some content for you that you can then go in and give it your own spin, give it your own twist, give it your own personality. Remember, LinkedIn is coming from your Pulse. It's coming from your profile. So you don't want a copywriter to write your content, because I'll tell you right now, any content that's copywritten will come off that way, and it will not come off authentic. It will seem as though it is a piece of content that's trying to sell someone. So don't do that. Quite honestly, look at Pulse almost as a journal. So if you had an amazing meeting with a client yesterday, and the conversation led over to integrity in business, let's just say something like that, right? Integrity in business has nothing to do with the services that you provide, right? It doesn't have anything to do. Of course, integrity in business in general, we should all have. But create a conversation around integrity in business and say, I had a great meeting yesterday with a client who I'm going to start working with, and we started talking about integrity, and it got me thinking, how do you make sure that integrity is the number one thing in your business? That kind of stuff is how you create content. You don't have to go in there and create how-to content, tutorial content. Remember, there's no video on LinkedIn Pulse. There is no pictures on LinkedIn Pulse other than your main head image. You cannot add any of those things. Pulse keeps it straight to the content. So look at LinkedIn as almost your journal. Now, going to tip number 3 is the type of content. We just talked about creating almost journaling type of entries, which to me are my favorite, because it's something that I can just off the cuff, if I read an article about something that really spoke to me, or if I had a conversation with a client that really was interesting and I thought maybe people should hear about this, or whatever the case may be, I'll go into LinkedIn Pulse and I'll tell you that there's nothing, it's thought through, but it's not, I have not sent it to a copywriter. I have not had my content team write it. It was me at my desk writing it. So tip number 3 is the type of content. Again, journaling, repurposing your old blog post or your existing blog post. So if I read a blog post today about, I don't know, Facebook advertising for my clients specifically, for my business niche specifically, and I can repurpose it on LinkedIn without obviously bringing on the pictures and the call to actions, I will do that. Remember, there's no pictures and no videos. All you can do is links. So yes, you can create a blog post. You can write that first couple of paragraphs of your post, and then invite your audience to go read it on your website. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not selling them. You're not saying, hey, sign up here for this free tutorial. You're saying, hey, if you want to finish reading, I just wrote this blog post. It's all about how to create your first Facebook ad. I find it that a lot of people inside of my niche, whether it's landscapers, roofers, doctors, therapists, coaches, struggle with creating their first advertising campaign on Facebook, and I wanted to give a step-by-step on how to do it. If you want to check it out, go to my blog, click here to read it, and you can add a link. Another type of content that I create, that I share, actually, someone else's post. So if I read a piece of content that is sitting on someone else's website, I will actually go to my Pulse. I will copy paste, link, obviously link the source that I got it from, and almost give my opinion on the article, or my own summary, or my own curated version of the article, and then I'll share it. What else? What other kind of content? Like I said, 1% of your content can be you pitching your services, but please be careful how you do it, because it can come across extremely tacky. Your audience on LinkedIn is not looking to get pitched. They are really looking for value that's going to help their business. You can sell without selling. Okay, if that makes any sense to you, you really can. And consistency is tip number 4. Don't create a LinkedIn Pulse article today because you watched this video and then not create another one for 6 months. Like I said, I do something new on LinkedIn at least once a week, at the minimum every other week. If I'm so busy that I can't find the time to do it, at least every other week. But when I'm so busy, what I do is, if I find an article that I find it extremely interesting, I think my audience will really want to hear about it, is I go ahead and I curate it briefly, a paragraph, a couple of sentences, and I'll copy and paste the entire article, and then I'll link the source to my Pulse. All right, guys, so those are 4 extremely important tips to you when you start to use LinkedIn Pulse. I'll leave you with this. If you're going to look for that immediate response to LinkedIn, meaning if you're going to ask me, well, how many leads can I get from LinkedIn Pulse, I'm going to tell you to not even implement this in your business. If you're going to look at every single marketing outlet and channel as, well, how quickly can I get business out of this, you're doing marketing all wrong. If you want to get leads immediately, you pay to play. You run an ad and you get people to come into your opt-in page and you generate a lead. If you're looking to position yourself as an authority, as an expert, as a leader in your space, You do it by consistently creating content, addressing your audience's pain points, engaging your audience outside of being pitched and being sold. That's how you do it. You create awareness and you create a relationship, you build rapport, and you generate trust with your audience. All right, guys? Again, if you want to generate leads right away, run an ad. This is all about building that business and that brand that's going to withstand time, that your clients are going to look 2, 3, 4 years from now and say, wow, this girl's been around for a while. She does know what she's talking about. Look at all the content that she's generating. Look at all of the engagement. Look at the clients she's worked with. And that's what's about. You know, I don't know about you, but I'm trying to build a business that's not going to just be, let me collect money from my clients. I am trying to put value out into my space, and I am trying to make a difference in my clients' businesses. And I don't do that by going straight for, well, how can I pitch them? How can I generate a lead? Where can I make money from these people? The idea is I want to build that trust with them so that when I do get in front of them, selling them is the easiest part, right? Because now the pitch doesn't even have to happen. At this point, you just say, well, this is how I can help you. What is it? What is it that you're looking for? When do you want to get started? And believe me, I've had those kind of conversations. So that's the idea here. All right, guys. So I hope that these 4 tips helped you understand Pulse a little bit better. Get to it, jump on it today, see what kind of content you can start to share with your audience. Maybe write a list of what are some of the pain points you think will speak to your audience, and start to generate that awareness, that brand awareness. Draw people into your space. All right, guys. So again, I hope this was of any value to you in your business. If it was, I would love to hear your comments and your questions down below. If you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do so, please. I do have several other LinkedIn marketing videos that I'm going to be releasing, so you want to stay on top of those. If you're watching this video on Facebook, please share this video, see how it can help anybody else in your social network. Leave me a comment down below if you have any questions. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.